is the Raising Karter podcast, and I am your host, Ramon Weatherall Sr. And the Raising Karter podcast is a podcast dedicated to fathers with sons that want to be a more integral part of their lives, but it's really dedicated to men, a place where men can talk about things that concern us. So whether you're a father, a son, daughter, or you're just a son, this is the place for you to be. But back again, I got my special guest, my right-hand man, Mr. Vernon Starks in the building. How you doing, Vern?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm good, man. I'm good. Blessed to see another day and happy to be here, man. Happy that you allowed me to be back on your platform, brother.
Oh man. People liked what we did, so we gonna keep it going.
Let's
We
do
gonna
it.
keep it going, man. I see you got the hat on, man. I see you rocking
yes,
it.
sir.
Oh yeah. Well, it's looking
Yes,
real
sir.
good over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I sure appreciate it.
Yes, sir. He's looking real good. But I want to ask you and the guests, the people watching and listening, because we got people watching and listening, so I can't forget that. What do you think about cross dress? Allowing your son to wear a dress or just cross dressing men, but really this is the Raising Karter podcast, so we're talking about kids and what do you think about cross dressing? Is it, some people think it's fine. It's, you should let your child express itself, but seeing, what you do for a living, you have a different perspective than just a normal person. So what do you think? What do you think about that? What's your personal opinion on that?
That's a super touchy subject, man. With the sensitivity of today's society, it is real sensitive. However, my personal opinion is
Right.
to let the child be free, let the child express himself however it is they want to express themselves. Um, it it wasn't so open and free and honest years ago.
Right.
You know, we didn't have the LGBTQ community and those type of things back when we were growing up and when we were kids and that type of thing. So now it's a lot different. It's more acceptable. So I say, from my personal opinion, that you have to let the child express himself in whichever way that he chooses.
I agree to a certain extent. My only problem is when a child is so young that they don't really know what they do. You know what I mean? They don't really know what they doing. And my problem is when adults get their hands in there and start, it seems like they influencing them to do these things. Like they influencing them to be like, oh, that's my only thing. Like we talked about on that last episode. If you 20, if you in high school or later on college, and this is what you want to do, go ahead. You know what I mean? But if you 7 or 8 years old, that's when it becomes an issue. That's when it becomes an issue. But I want to run this clip for you and people out there. For the people listening, I'll explain the clip after it's over with. But check it out.
You guys have fun.
We're having fun. There you go.
You like candy?
You're looking sharp. Yeah, dress and a sport coat. How many dump trucks do you have?
You have 2 dump trucks outside. So I just need a potato.
Mama's gonna take your shot. We're gonna take your shot. Good job. You like Halloween?
Halloween. I love Christmas.
You know my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I let that grow a little further because this another I was when I was thinking about doing this show, this another thing. This a whole could be a whole nother show. What is your opinion on white people adopted? Because she said that's her child, so and obviously that's not her biological son. What is your opinion on white people adopting black children, Hispanic children, just a child that's not white? What's your opinion on that? And we'll get back to the dress, but because that's a whole nother issue right here. Because we got a double whammy on this one. What do you think about that?
I love it. I love it because um I don't think that because I'm a huge believer in, now that I'm older and more mature, I'm a huge believer in you have to love who love you, no matter the race
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, right? So if that white lady has a thing for other kids outside of the Caucasian race, who are we to say something about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that that's something that she probably felt strongly about and wanted to do. Um, how they raise those children differently from what their original race is more of a question, I think, not the initial adoption. Now, how do you raise a black kid in a white household? I think that's more of the seriousness versus the initial adoption.
Exactly. I agree 1000%. Adopt them all you want.
Mhm.
If man, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not against that. I'm not against no kid growing up in no foster home.
Right.
If you can bring them into a nice home and give them the things that they deserve, any child deserves, salute. But like you said, how are you raising them? Because if you not
Mhm.
letting them know that they're actually black, and you doing them a disservice. You are doing them a huge disservice. They are black. They are not white like you. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
agree.
You might be their mom,
Mhm.
but man, that's a brother. And they gonna possibly be called the N-word. And you gotta you have to prepare them for that. You have to prepare them for that. So that's my thing on it. You can't you can't act like race don't exist. People
Mhm.
try to act like race don't exist no more. Oh, yes it do. Yes it do.
Absolutely does.
Yes it do. So yeah, when I'm like, that's my whole thing on that. Just adopt them. That's fine. I'm not against that because you know what I mean. Like there ain't enough black homes for these kids to go into. So if a white person wants to adopt them, I'm all for it. But they have to understand who they are. They have to understand who they are. But back to the dress. Back to the dress. The dress. Man, my thing on the dress is okay, you, you want people can't have it both ways. They want little boys to wear dresses, But then any boy who is just who is a little aggressive or just a little just a little too manly, he's toxic now. He's toxic. He's he needs special education or something like that. Man, look, you want to be feminine, you want to wear dresses, cool. But don't shit on the little boys who want to be boys, who want to be men when they grow up. Don't it's like we if that's the way you want to, that's if that's what you see fit, if that's cool. I can't do nothing about it. I'm not gonna sit up here and waste my time trying to do something about that. But don't discriminate against the boys who are boys, are 100% boys. That's what because being a man is it ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. And I'm all for trying to protect that. So if it's not something I would do, but if that's what this woman wants to do with her son, hey, do your thing. But we also gotta give that same leeway to the boys who are boys, who wanna play football, who wanna wrestle, and who wanna play rough and do things that boys do. Cause I mean, I got a 7-year-old son, and if he's wrestling in the bathroom, you get a call from the principal. Oh, like, damn, ain't that what boys do? Like, why are you calling me about this? Like, so this is that's just somewhat of my opinion on that. But what you think about it?
Okay, so let me ask you this. You just stated that you get these calls about your 7-year-old son wrestling and all that. Say, hypothetically speaking, say your 7-year-old boy wanted to be airy or someone for Halloween that required him to wear a dress. What is your pushback on that, knowing how strongly you feel about boys growing up to be men?
My push, I think, I think this is my pushback on the whole thing. It's not what you say, it's what you do. So you're the example. You're the example. If you're the type of example that shows your son what a good example of a man is, that's what he gonna want to be. That's what he's gonna want to be. Where is this boy's example with the dress on? Where's his example? Where's his example of a strong man? Where's his example? So we can't fault him. His examples might be his mother. Well, that's not a man. You know what I mean? So I really don't fault the children. I really fault where the strong men in his life to show him, okay, I'm wearing, I'm suited and booted. I'm wearing a suit. What I'm saying? I'm wearing this, I'm wearing that. That's going to make him want to be like you. That's going, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going to make him want to be like you. But if he don't have that example, you know what I'm saying? If he don't have that example, what example what example is he gonna get? You know what I mean? So I don't really fault the boy. Hell, you can't really fault the mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be some type of male example there. It's gotta be somewhere. If there ain't one nowhere, I always think about that, man. Like, what's the relationship with most gay men and their fathers? What's the relationship? What's the relation? I want to know. Like, what's the relationship? Is it a good relationship? Do you not have a relationship with your father? What's the relationship? What's the relationship? Because if if there's not some type of example of a strong man, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like,
But what if? What if that example is there? But
and you still
the kid just grew up and decided to make his own decision. What if like through from 0 to 16, you were that man figure. He saw you get up and go to work. He saw you provide for your family. He saw you being a man's man. But now he's at the age where he can make his own decisions. He's hanging around some of his college friends that may not be like him. Now he's
right.
curious and want to make that turn. Now you can't blame the relationship with the father and the growing up because everything was there. Now it becomes a decision and a
Right,
choice
right,
now.
right. It becomes a decision. It becomes a decision. But I made a lot of bad decisions. We all made a lot of bad decisions in our life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, some not like this,
Yeah.
homosexual, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But all the decisions that I ever made that were bad, I always thought like the one person I didn't want the dumb shit that I did to get back to would be my father.
Mm-hmm.
The one person I didn't want to have them say, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, we got your son down here." You know what I'm saying? And he looking at some serious time. I didn't want that call. So I fell back from making the ultimate bad decision. I remember the talks that me and him would have about things. Now if this person, this hypothetical person still goes out and does that, it's always gonna be, an outlier, somebody that had a great dad and all this, and they still went and chose their own path.
Right.
But if you there doing what you gotta do, being that role model, it's a better chance that this isn't gonna happen. But a lot of dads, a lot of men don't do that, man. They don't do that. They think that being a man is going to work, paying for stuff, um, providing a roof over their head, and that's it. I don't really talk to my son. I'm telling you, dude, with this podcast, V, the more you keep doing, the more people do this, the more people are going to start coming up to you and talking to you about their father.
Mm-hmm.
Because people do that, like, oh man, dude, my dad needs to watch that. Because I swear, man, fathers don't know how important they are. We really don't know how important we are. And a lot of the shit that go on with your son or even your daughter is because you not there, or you there but you not there. You know what I'm saying? You there but you just. So it's important to like we say in basketball, man, you gotta leave it all on the floor. That's the only thing you can do. You gotta, as a dad, you gotta leave it all on the floor. And hopefully that's going, like those situations like you talking about, they'll be like, nah, man, I ain't really with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's all you could do. That's all you could do. I mean, like we said, I made bad decisions. Everybody make bad decisions, but you gotta go back to, your dad chopping it up with you and his. I heard somebody say that voice in your head. that voice in your head. Everybody got that voice in their head, either they mama or they dad, that voice that was like, okay, now you did some dumb shit. You fucking up right now. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? So what's that voice telling you? You fucking up right now. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? So what's that voice telling you? But
so I think it's basically a hope for the best, prepare for the worst type of situation. Because like I can't speak from a man that has a son because I have a daughter.
right.
But
That's a
I know that I've been present in her life from birth to now, and she was taught, the right way from myself and her mom on how to be respectful, how to, treat others like you want to be treated in the X, Y, and Z. So we gave her all the material.
right.
Now, what she does with it at this point in her life, that she's 27, that's totally on her. All we can go off of is she was raised the right way. She did well in school, all that. So she had good parents. She had both parents in her life or whatever. Now, if she wants to go out and get her a girlfriend or find her a wife or whatever, I'm going to back that 1,000% because now I know that those are choices that you made as an adult. You felt some type of way that you wanted to make that turn, and you can't do nothing about it as a parent but look back and say, listen, I did all I can do. I know for a fact I can look myself in the mirror and be proud of the child that I raised, and that's it. That's all you can really do.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can really do. But I think, for as it boy, daughter, son, it's not the same, but it's the same. I think you being there as a father, giving her that relationship, that healthy relationship between, because like they say, a girl's father is the first man that she gonna love. That's the first man. That's the first man you gonna fall in love with. So you being there, you showing her, that a man can love you, respect you, honor you. You kind of did your job already. That her, you know what I'm saying? That her wanting to experience, her being with a woman, you kind of did your job in that part already because you showed her that, there is, men can love you. Men, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you hear somebody saying, I'm not gonna speak for a lot, all gay, gay, but they'll say, well, man ain't this and man ain't that, and I had bad experiences with men, and going all the way back to my father. Well, your daughter can't say that. My daughters can't say that. They can't say that. So that's not, you know what I mean? So I think if you just, like you said, if you just do your job, really that's all you can do. I can feel the way I want to feel, but all I can do is, like I said, is leave it all on the floor. That's all I can do. When they get grown, they gonna do what they want to do anyway. They gonna, you know what I mean? It's a whole different relationship with your grown child than it was when they was little. That's a whole different relationship. But my secret clip, my secret thing I want to surprise, get your opinion on is this. Because we're talking about cross dressing. We're talking about parents allowing their children to cross dress and wear dresses, but it's a lot that come along with that. You know what I mean? It could be bullying. It could be you know, just a lot of emotional stress that can go along with that, because everybody ain't accepting, and we have, I don't know if you've seen it, you might already have seen this, but this gentleman right here is the mayor of, I think it's Smith Station, Alabama. He's the mayor. He's the mayor. He's the pastor. He's a business owner, and he's also a cross dresser. He's a cross dresser who got outed by a blog. He's a friend of Donald Trump and all that, and he was strongly against um like transgender, gay, one of those guys. That all just against it. But then he got busted for cross dressing, and here he is, right here. You know what I'm saying? Got him all suited and booted. He got his wig on, his makeup, and all that. Out here, uh, messaging, men on trying to get down. And when I first seen this picture, I'm like, man, his makeup and stuff look really good. Like, what 49-year-old straight man could do makeup like that? Well, apparently his wife knew about it and she helped him. She was helping him with, his whole thing. He said he was doing it as a stress relief. And it was just something he did that was it was a funny thing, and he's sorry that, it got out to the public. But my thing is that it's not funny, because this man ended up killing himself because his secret got out. So my thing is this. Yeah, okay. Let your teen or young son cross dress. But if this grown man, a mayor, a pastor, a entrepreneur, killed himself because he couldn't deal with what he had done, what he was doing, how you think your 7-year-old son gonna be able to deal with it? How you think your 16-year-old son gonna be able to deal with it? This man was a pastor and he killed himself, knowing that suicide is a sin. But the stuff he was doing messed him up so bad that he did it anyway. So it's not sweet like that. It's not sweet like that. Yeah, do what you do. You want to live your life. People want to express themselves. Okay, but you got to know what come along with it. You got to know what's going to come along with it. It's going to be some heat that come along with you dressing up like this. That's what I want. That's what I want mothers to know. That's what I want people to know. It ain't sweet. This man was a pastor, and he doing his old Dwight Howard impersonation, trying to act like it's what goes on in my bedroom is my business. No, not when you. And the man had 3 kids. He had 3 kids. So you destroyed their lives. You got your wife carrying on with this foolishness you doing. You got her participating in it because you just ashamed to be who you are. If F.L. Copeland, if he wanted to be gay and he wanted to just then be that, man. Why you got your wife entangled in this and your congregation entangled in all this? Nah, man. Yeah. So what's your opinion on old Bubba Copeland?
My take is that he wasn't living in his truth. So he was against
Right.
everything that he basically wanted to be.
Right.
Just to appease his congregation and the people that supported him. He didn't think that if he lived in his truth, he would get the same support that he got as being a mayor and a pastor and all that. So he was trying to straddle both sides of the fence. So when you in a closet or whatever like that, like you can't straddle both sides of the fence. Either you're gonna be you and live in your truth and
Right.
let people accept you for who you are, or not. You can't bash the people that are doing exactly what you're doing, but no one knows about your doing. That's
Right.
crazy. The pressure got to him because
Yeah.
he didn't want to accept who he really was.
No.
He's
Right.
he's really not that person on the left in a suit. He's really the
Right.
person on the right that's dressed up.
That's who
But
he really
everybody
is.
wanted him to be the guy with the suit on every day
Mhm.
and being in front of the camera. No one saw the after 5 o'clock him.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, man, like I don't care. Be both of them. You can be both of them, really. Just don't be hating on nobody else. Don't be hating on nobody else, bro. You can be both. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so don't you dare be prejudiced or racist towards anybody else. Don't you dare. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. You want to you want to wear the wig and and bust it open. That's your business. You know what I'm saying? But don't be racist and prejudiced towards black people or gay people, and you out here
doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. Doing the same thing they doing, man.
Right.
So
that's sure.
that was my
deep, though.
Yeah,
that was a deep surprise. That's deep.
Yeah. I want to get you on that. So I'm gonna try to do that every time. Have a little surprise for you, get your opinion on that.
Yeah.
But man, I want to thank you for being on the show again, brother. We gonna do it again.
All day.
Because I mean, I love doing it. I love you have your own opinion that's different than mine, and we still friends, we still brothers, and we can talk about stuff. And man, I appreciate you being on the podcast again.